Hi guys, today's video is going to be a budget beauty haul. So this is stuff that I bought kind of over the last few weeks. You may have seen me pick some of this stuff up in some shop with me videos on Sundays, but I thought I would do kind of one big haul for those of you that aren't that interested in the vlogs of me wandering around the shops but kind of want to see what I've picked up. So I'm just going to pick things out. Also, because I did get these things over the past few weeks, if not over the past month, I've actually tried a lot of them out, so we're going to give some like mini reviews as well. First and foremost is the thing that two things that I'm wearing today. One of them you saw last week because I did a foundation review on this, and it's called the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. I did give it another go today. It is very, very light and horrible when it comes to oil control. I wore just this, a little bit of powder. I was just very, very rushed this morning, and I thought this might be perfect. It's not. I really just don't see a use for this in my makeup stash. So I think I'm going to just put this in the pile to give away because it just doesn't work for me. Maybe if you had particularly dry skin it might, but I found that for my oily skin, not only is it not giving me much in the way of coverage, but it's just not working. Since I got home from work, to kind of touch up, I wanted to add a little bit of coverage and kind of put a little bit more makeup on to film, but I didn't want to start all over again. So I used the foundation pressed powder from Primark, and I've been really enjoying this. Looks like this. It's a whopping £2. The colour that I've got is ivory, I think. Yes, it is. And the reason that I purchased this was because my friend Charles, who I mentioned at the time in the shopping video, is very pale, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that she said is really, really good. So I'm wearing this basically as a powder foundation on top of everything else. It didn't blend perfectly, but as I said, that mineral veil, or the, what is it called? Bear with me, the skin veil, left me really oily, so it wasn't ideal conditions anyway. But it did pretty well. And as I've been wearing this, I've been wearing it just as a regular setting powder, and it gives a little bit more coverage. I've been trying to wear it with this, just with like concealer and things underneath. I've been quite enjoying it. I've never really done a powder foundation before, but I like that. Okay, let's kind of cover a couple more foundations that I picked up. The number 7 Stay Perfect. This was definitely the winner. If you don't want to go back and watch all 5 reviews that I did last week and you just want to know which one was the best, this is the most expensive, but it is the best. But then, if you're like me and you're forever getting those £5 off number 7 vouchers and you don't know what to spend them on, this actually then becomes kind of more comparable price-wise. It's just one of the best foundations I've tried in a really long time. I think it's around £15. The colour that I've got is Calico, perfect colour match for me. If you are buff in the colour Stay, I am bone in, what's it called? Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's just a really nice kind of neutral tone. I love that stuff. And you can watch the full review if you would like to. Collection Lasting Perfection Weightless Foundation, same. I did a review on this one. Wasn't a fan, not for me. Just picked up on all of the areas that I didn't want it to and didn't kind of look weightless for me. So that was a disappointment. What else have I got in here? I got a couple of primers, only one of which I've tried. These are also from Primark. I got the matte oil-free mattifying skin primer. Quite enjoying this. What I'm thinking is, I can't get it all within this budget beauty month, but I'm going to be obviously doing more budget beauty videos moving forward anyway. But what I'm thinking is, I'm going to try and kind of get together some reviews of some primers, because I went through my makeup drawer and I've got loads of primers and I hardly ever use them. And I thought, I'm testing them. I really want to be using primers now. I think that they are making a difference to the way that things look on my skin. I've been enjoying this. It's kind of a silicone-y, regular, that kind of primer, but I really want to do proper tests. So like half face with, half face without, that kind of thing. So let me know what you would like to see in terms of format, or what you're looking for in terms of a primer, so I can kind of throw that into that video. And I also got the Glow. I don't think I've tried this. This is the Illuminating Primer. So it's got like a sheen to it, presumably. I mean, it has a little bit. You can kind of see a little bit of an iridescence. It doesn't smell of anything. It's nice enough. We'll see. And they were £3 each. I also got another foundation from Primark. I haven't tried this yet. This is the Foundation and Contour Stick. I think this was £2 too. Again, I got it in ivory. Okay, that's not what I imagined that it was going to be. It's a creamy texture. The only foundation stick I've ever really used is the, oh my god, was it L'Oreal or was it Max Factor? No, it was L'Oreal. Years and years and years ago, like maybe 20 years ago, L'Oreal did this like cream to powder foundation stick. Does anybody remember? It was in a silver tube, a little silver tube. And that's the only one I've ever tried. This is just foundation in a stick. I don't know what I thought it was going to be. But again, there'll be a review on that. I got this recently. Again, when I bought the stuff from Number 7, this was a free gift. And this is a little palette. What's it called? Maple Glow palette. If it's still available, I've been quite enjoying this. I really like these two at the bottom. I kind of swirl my brush over both of them, and it gives me a really similar look to, I mean, not exactly, because MAC Stereo Rose is my all-time favourite, like, amazing blush colour, but a very, very similar look to MAC Stereo Rose. Right now, I've got on the Kevyn Aucoin, which I know I'm cheating. Everything else I'm wearing is budget. And I didn't even think about it. I was just kind of throwing on makeup just before we did this. And I thought I want a highlighter, and I've just pulled it out. Damn it! I really meant to go all budget. Everything else is. But the Kevyn Aucoin Celestial Powder, you can get a really small one of that and the contour, and it's very affordable. I would probably go out and buy a full size of this because I love it so much, but it just gives a really beautiful sheen. And it's very, very similar, the MAC Stereo Rose. It's just kind of the very tiniest amount of product. It does like a film of metallic something. Oh, it's beautiful. But similar kind of colour, similar-ish in terms of highlight. That's really nice. I wish these colours were a little bit different in terms of what you got from the eyeshadows. Obviously, you can kind of dip into the other ones as well, but I would like a lighter one, and I'd like a darker one. I'd like something very dark as well, but I've been liking this colour. So that was a free gift. If you can still get it, I would say buy some stuff from Number 7 just for that. I really do like it. I got a couple of eyeshadow palettes from Primark. Again, I had such grand plans for this month, and I'm just running out of time to film all these videos and get them done by the end. So we're going to kind of stretch it out, and there'll be kind of some more very heavily budget-focused stuff coming this, you know, by the end of the year. I got Soft Camo, which I haven't... Have I used this? No, I don't think I have used this. I think maybe I've swatched it, but I haven't used this yet. I really like the look of that green. Haven't really had time to kind of sit down and to really play with my eyeshadow recently. But Taupe Treasures I have used. I've used this a little bit, and I've used this black a lot. It is the blackest black. It used to be, look at that, I mean, it used to be that was like my measure of how, I mean, I'm trying to wipe this up. This is black, black, black. I used to use it as like my yardstick of how good cheap eyeshadows were. If they could do a good black, they could pretty much do anything. And it just doesn't seem to be the case anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know if something changed. But blacks seem to be easier to formulate, and that is one of the best ones I've tried from any brand. There is a small amount of fallout, I will say that. But if I spritz my brush with some setting spray first, it definitely minimises the fallout. But I don't know. I still think it's really, really great. I got one skincare item in here that I got from Primark that I just remembered to throw back in this box because I've used it a couple of times, so it was in the bathroom. It's the PS Naturals Balm to Oil Cleanser. Now, I talked about this. I did do a Primark haul when I first got all of this stuff on Instagram, on IGTV. You may have seen it already. But when I got this, I said, you never see cheap balm cleansers. And so since then, several people have commented and kind of reached out to me to tell me various places that have started doing balm cleansers, because it used to be the case. Very, very difficult to find them. They do one in Botanics, which apparently they still do, but no one ever talks about anymore. That was a big, big deal one. There is the one from the Body Shop, which I just never got along with because I could never open the tin. I've had it a couple of times, and then I just thought, I'm done with this now, because I just found it really difficult. My hands are always wet when I go to use it, and I found the packaging not to be great. But yeah, I just couldn't work with it. There are obviously some from Lush, that kind of thing, but in terms of very, very affordable, I felt like this was one of the only ones. I think this was £3, and it's a nice balm, but you don't get a lot of it. And since then, I've like I say, it's been brought to my attention that there are some others. And there are cleansers that I actually like to use as much, if not more than this, that are less expensive. There's going to be a skincare video coming soon on some of my budget favourites. But much as I like this, it wasn't quite the, oh wow, that I thought it was going to be when I first picked it up. Another disappointment, if you did watch my foundation reviews last week, you may have seen me talk about this. I was really excited when I saw it in the store. HD Blur Setting Powder, Veil 1. It's not I think the shade is Veil 1. So this collection, Primed and Ready. I thought this was going to be great because at the time I had started using loose powder again, and I was kind of setting all here and like around my nose. This is the area where I get the most visible pores, and I'm trying to kind of find products that will help disguise that without it looking cakey, or, you know, without it having kind of adverse reaction or negative side effects. So I was kind of using this really finely milled powder just here, and it seemed to be working pretty well. That was the day when I went shopping. I saw this and felt like, oh my gosh, my prayers had been answered. Not so. I can't do it right now because I don't have my phone to hand, but if you go back, I think it was the number 7 review that I did of, also this is exactly the same finger that I just swatched the black. Not ideal, Kyla. Yeah, if you go back and watch that, you may be able to see, and I will try to get it on here, but I don't think it's going to show up in this light. It's full of glitter, absolutely insanely full of glitter. And someone commented when I talked about it and said that will be because like the 7th or 8th ingredient was mica. And I didn't know that that's, I mean, I knew what mica was because it's the same thing that was causing all the problem for the celebrities with the HD powder flashback, because that was like, it's something that kind of makes everything look a little bit perfect, because just looking you to me in regular light, everything's kind of reflected and it makes everything look a little bit blurred and perfect. But when you put a decent light on there, if you shine a really bright light or a flash, then it comes back and it looks crazy. And that's what the problem was. And so I just never kind of put those things together, because I thought, well, the HD powders that I use now don't have that in it. They don't have that kind of glittery look to them, and so it's not really a problem. But then these kind of powders still do, and I looked at some of my other favourites, and most of them don't, but there is one that I have been using recently, which I'm not a big fan of, but the Charlotte Tilbury, is it called Magic Powder? It's the loose powder that they do. Also full of glitter. What is it all about? Most of us don't want glitter all over our face. This is definitely worse than that one. But yeah, lots and lots of setting powder. Glitter. I'm not into it. Talking of glitter, I did get this highlighter in Brunch Club from Primark. This was £3. Now this is very highlightery. I could do with some extra hand space, really. Can you see? You can see. Also, I've just put it over the top of that. I don't know if I mentioned this on here. I saw an IGTV video not that long ago that was basically talking about HD powders, like that one I've just swatched there, and saying how you can't put other things on top of them. So you'll put your powder on and then you try to put on, let's say, eyeshadow or blush, and it just doesn't stick to your face. There's something about it, it almost becomes resistant to makeup. And I just went to swatch that over the top of that powder and it kind of slid off. So for the sake of argument, let's just put it there, because I think that that's a slightly better swatch. You're always learning things. I find it really, IGTV especially, I've been really into recently, because when I go on there to upload, I'll just randomly find myself watching things. And it's fascinating. Some of the little snippet bits that I find out through there. I love the like little mini makeup tips that I've never thought of before, and I'm like, oh, of course. Things like that. Okay, I got 3 twist up stick things. I'm really enjoying this format of packaging recently. So this one is the Kick-Ass Super Blur from Soap and Glory. I picked up this one because I wanted to get the similar product. Also, everything is filthy now because of this black powder. I wanted to get the similar product from Milk Makeup, because it is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a blurring, perfecting something or other. And it looks really cool. It was like a silicone primer in a stick. And I was thinking, okay, I've tried similar things before, but this looks really cool. I was going to get it, and then I saw this, and I think it was £10. And I have since then seen something from MUA that is only £5 that I think is probably exactly the same. But basically, this is something that you could use, like, for example, my mum likes Professional from Benefit. She doesn't wear makeup, but she likes to wear something like this just to kind of mattify and perfect. So she would love this. This would be her entire makeup collection. She would do this and maybe mascara. And so you can kind of draw this over the areas where you would like to blur, around your eyes if you want to, around your pores, anywhere you want to mattify, and you could keep this in your bag. I wouldn't say that it's going to be any good on top of makeup. I have tried it underneath makeup. I don't love it. I personally am going to be using this on days when I'm not wearing makeup and I just want to look less like I'm not wearing makeup, I suppose. I want to say less haggard. That's not really the word that I mean. I mean, you know, when you wake up in the morning, especially for like the school run, wake up in the morning, can't really be bothered, but a little bit of something really perks you up and makes you look like you haven't just fallen out of bed. If I put a little bit of this on, I mean, even better if I go for a tiny bit of blush, a little bit of this cream blush mascara, I may as well have put all of my makeup on. If you are someone that doesn't wear makeup on the day-to-day, but you want something that's going to make you look a little bit more perfected, I think you'll really, really like this. But bear in mind, the £5 one from MUA is probably exactly the same. I picked up this NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. I have it in Gleam, which is a bronzy colour. I did do a whole video about all the liquid highlighters and the very flattering, kind of glowy, sheeny highlighters that I've been enjoying recently. Not the uber frosty Instagram highlights, because that's not my bag. This is like just looking lit. You know that lit from within thing? That. And I was hoping, this is called Sunbeam, I was hoping this is going to be a neutral version of that Gleam. However, there was a reason I chose Gleam, because it was on, like, if you look at the shades online, there is this one and then that is the next one. And I was expecting there to be something between this and that was like a champagne colour, but this is like a pinky, it's like, do you remember Moonbeam from Benefit? I'm sure it's still a thing, but it's like that kind of colour, like kind of a silvery pink, which is not really the right tone of a highlighter for me personally. It's fine, and I will find use for it, but I really would have liked something that was a bit more neutral, somewhere between this and that bronzy kind of almost orangey shade that I already have in Gleam. So I was kind of disappointed. I think this possibly would be better for mixing with foundation for me, but worth noting that this is a very kind of pale pinky kind of highlight. Okay, we're almost done. I've got some of these Makeup Academy MUA blushed liquid cream blushes. I have Watermelon, so these are supposed to be like the Glossier Cloud Paints. I've got Watermelon, which I have tried a couple of times. I will say that the Cloud Paints are very pigmented, and I always say use the smallest amount. These, if it's possible, are even more so, because as you blend them, I feel like it's not that they don't blend out as well, it's just there's just a lot. It's just a lot of colour. So I've got Watermelon and I have Rouge Noir. Wow, I haven't tried this one yet. This is darker than I expected it to be. Much plummier, okay. And so far, so there we go, Watermelon and Rouge Noir. So far, I'm enjoying Watermelon a lot. This is going to be one for when we get further into autumn. And I like it with a brush. I like it slightly applied with the fingertips. I don't love it with a sponge. Watch this space, anything could change, but I feel like you need, even, like the fingertips is the best way. You need something, because as you're blending it, it's kind of not quite right, and then it is perfect. Maybe if I put more of it on the back of my hand, blend it out a little bit, and then put it on with a sponge. I don't know, it's a work in progress, but they're cute colours. Lastly, and I don't think that I've missed anything, but there's always a chance that I have. I have this lip liner and crayon duo from Primark. The colour is unknown, Plum. And this, I'll use this hand again. I did say this in a different video when I was talking about this exact product. It was probably the IGTV. Who holds things like this? I don't know. This I do feel, because sometimes when you get something that's a lip liner and a lip crayon, it's basically exactly the same product on both sides, just one is thinner and one is thicker. But this is two different, I believe this is two different textures. You know, I could be wrong. There could be someone watching this who made this product just laughing at me. Like, no, it's exactly the same. But I think it's different. I think there's a creamier texture to the actual lip crayon. And it's slightly drier on the inside. I don't know. Maybe that's all in my mind, but I think that it is nice. Also, my friend Emma, it's M Channel, she really likes the lip crayon, so that's why I picked this up. It is darker than I thought it was going to be. Rightfully or wrong, I don't know. I think it's probably dead on. I don't know. I just thought it was going to be lighter than that. So that's everything. That's everything that I got. Now, the next video you see from me will be a shop with me. I'm going to Poundland and Wilko's. Watch this space, because I got quite a lot of stuff from Poundland, and I'm going to do kind of a whiz around the shops and a haul at the end of that video. So if you like beauty hauls, there's going to be another one on Sunday, and then next week we're getting back into the reviews. There's going to be, in fact, by the time you see this, might still be time for you to weigh in on what you would like to see next week. If not, definitely the week after. I'm thinking of maybe upping the videos, the amount of videos you're getting per week for the next couple of weeks, just to fit in what I want to. Otherwise, I'm going to have to scatter some in over the Christmas content. It's just going to be the way it is. I'm also thinking about maybe some, I'm already so far ahead in my like plans, but I'm thinking of some like glittery stuff for Christmas, like wearable glitter. I was thinking of maybe doing something Halloween-y. I don't do Halloween very much. There are videos out there that I have done for Halloween, but I'm not going to be doing Halloween this year. Is it something you're interested in? Or shall we just bypass it and go straight into Christmas? You let me know. If you are super into Christmas, we do have a Vlogmas Facebook group. There are more than 1,500 of us now talking over there about Christmas in advance. We're calling it Vlogmas Eve because it's for the people who are always more excited about the build-up than the actual event itself. The eve is the better, and so we're calling it Vlogmas Eve because it's basically us just counting down to everything Vlogmas, all the excitement. So yeah, go over and check that out if you're interested. But if you haven't already and you enjoyed this ramble, you'll probably enjoy my next one. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Every time